Nine Flames Sovereign Chapter 54, Fanfire vs. Ice Attribute infuriating. What?
A sound similar to the killing of a pig sounded. Chang Wenhua's face was blue, curled up like a shrimp, and covered the injured part with both hands tightly.
Damn, you damn. Chang Wenhua has blue veins on his face, and roars at Han Rou.
At this moment, Chang Wenhua no longer has any thoughts about Han Rou, just thinking about cutting Han Rou thousands of times to vent his hatred.
This is the root of a man. If you are not careful, you will not enjoy any happiness in the future.
But Han Rou looked at him mockingly, without any fear. Chang Wenhua was angry at first, and then he noticed something was wrong, but then there was a wave of internal energy.
Without even thinking about it, Chang Wenhua slapped back with a palm. Bone breaker.
The cold voice sounded, and Chang Wenhua was shocked to discover that a violent internal energy impacted his body. If it was not stopped, the bones in the body would be torn apart by this internal energy.
Drink!
In desperation, Chang Wenhua yelled coldly, his majestic internal energy exploded, and more than half of his attribute infuriating energy exploded out of his own power.
Soon, Chang Wenhua immediately let go, backing back again and again.
At this time, Chang Wenhua also saw Han Feng.
This kid is not dead yet. Could it be?
Thinking of a certain possibility, Chang Wenhua's heart sank, and his gaze toward Han Feng was full of murderous intent. The pain in his wrist made Chang Wenhua frown.
The watch looks fine, but the bones inside are injured and the attack power is greatly reduced.
Damn it, careless, with my current physical condition, even if the attribute Qi has condensed 70% of the internal strength cultivation base, the combat power is only equivalent to the ordinary attribute Jinqi condensed about 40% of the internal strength martial artist. Han Feng here is also very shocked. Bone Crusher has cultivated to the perfect state. Han Feng has already realized the power of Bone Crusher, and many opponents were completely killed when he caught him. But this guy in front of him, obviously he grabbed his wrist, but only slightly injured him. Although the Bone Crusher is strong, the gap between me and Chang Wenhua is quite large. It seems that the Bone Crusher also has certain limitations. It's because I think it's bad. What the Bone Smasher said is just basic martial arts. I take it too seriously. The gap of the internal strength repairing base greatly reduces the effect of the Bone Crusher. Shook his hand. Han Feng's palm was a little stiff. This Chang Wenhua's condensed attribute is infuriating, probably ice attribute, otherwise my palm won't feel a bitter chill.
Warriors cannot practice cultivation techniques that exceed the mortal ranks before the late mortal ranks.
The exercises that surpass the ordinary ranks, that is, the exercises that surpass the basic exercises, have their own attributes. Once you practice the attribute exercises above the human level, the result is that the attribute Jinqi condensed in the body is different from the cultivation. The cultivation base is abolished at a lighter level. If it is more serious, the attribute cultivation method of cultivation and the condensed attribute Jinqi are just the opposite. For example, fire and water, the whole person may die in an explosion. Therefore, the martial artist generally condenses more than half of the attribute Jinqi after reaching the end of the ordinary stage. After the attribute of the attribute Jinqi is determined, he will choose the corresponding attribute cultivation method to practice. This is also the reason why the cultivation speed of the mortal martial artists is not fast. The basic exercises are too basic. Of course, some powerful forces, like heaven-level forces or top-level earth-level forces, have special methods to determine the physical attributes of martial artists, and they can choose attribute techniques from the beginning, without worrying about follow-up issues. Han Feng, no matter what he used to be, since practicing the Nine Flames different fire art, Han Feng's body has been slowly transformed into a fire attribute physique, and in the end he can only condense the fire attributed true energy. Han Feng chuckled softly. It's really fun. The fire and ice attributes are infuriating, but they are inherently hostile.
Han Rou slowly walked to Han Feng's side and looked at Chang Wenhua warily. Regardless of the relationship between the two before, now facing Chang Wenhua, they from the Han family must unite together. Chang Wenhua looked at Han Feng coldly. Boy, I didn't expect you to live till now. Tell me, how is my fourth brother now? Han Feng replied, since you have already guessed it, why bother to ask?
Chang Wenhua's expression became even colder. Kill my fourth brother, and I will be buried with him.
The shadow line flashes. Chang Wenhua moved and disappeared in front of Han Feng and Han Rou.
Han Feng's internal energy surged, and when he noticed a gust of wind coming from the left, he immediately attacked with Ning Zhao Gong.
Condensing Claw Power. 9 Shadows Palm. 6 Yang Fingers. Bang bang.
The three confronted each other, and Chang Wenhua was hit by the combined force of Han Feng and Han Rou and back again. His fingers hurt.
But Han Feng and Han Rou are not comfortable either. After all, more than half of Chang Wenhua's internal energy was condensed into attribute Jinqi, or ice attribute Jinqi. The cold breath poured into Han Feng and Han Rou, making their bodies stiff and slowing down greatly. Han Feng's heart moved, and the mortal fire in his body rose up, and his stiffness quickly returned to normal, but Han Feng did not behave differently, and made the same movements following Han Rou's performance. Chang Wenhua stopped her body, and rushed towards Han Feng and Han Rou again with a grin. Every time they touch each other, the innocent ice attribute freezes Han Feng and Han Rou once. Gradually, Han Rou's hands are frozen www. Until novel. Kam Jiuying Palm can't even exert 60% of its power. Chang Wenhua suddenly laughed out loud. How are you two feeling now? Is it not smooth? Even if Ben suffers from your conspiracy, it won't take much effort to take you down.
Chang Wenhua suddenly flashed into the middle of the two of them, kicked Han Rou away, and Han Rou spit out blood. When Chang Wenhua suddenly slapped Han Feng with a palm, a sense of danger suddenly rose. Immediately, Chang Wenhua was horrified to find that red flames suddenly ignited around Han Feng's body. The dense flame wrapped Han Feng's palm, forming a larger red flame, which was slapped with a palm. Impossible, this is a mortal fire, and it seems to be close to the middle-grade mortal fire. How can a mere mortal rank martial artist condense the mortal fire, or close to the middle-grade mortal fire?
Chang Wenhua yelled frantically and died. Unwilling to believe everything in front of me.
Fanhui is divided into low-grade common fire, middle-grade common fire, high-grade common fire, and best common fire according to its grade.
The mortal fire condensed by the human rank martial artist is only a lower grade level.
As the martial artist's cultivation base increases, the power of the mortal fire gradually increases. If you want to raise the rank of ordinary fire, you need some specific fire attribute spirit objects to refine. Otherwise, even a heavenly martial artist, relying on the mortal fire enhanced by the cultivation base, can at most reach the mid-level peak. The first level of Han Feng's 9 flames different fire art, the ordinary fire is extraordinary. Even if it is a mortal rank, it is no less than a low-grade ordinary fire. At this moment, Han Feng's inner strength cultivation base is close to the late stage of the fan, and the power of the fire has greatly increased, and it is already close to the middle grade.